simple, compound, complex, and then complex, compound, and compound complex sentences. We got all of these done under here, but we reached the compound complex and have not finished that. So we are going to take these sentences that we wrote here, and we're going to actually create a compound complex and a complex compound from these sentences here. So we talked about we have to have, for the compounds complex, we have to have part of our compound sentence first, followed by a complex sentence, with that mama being in the middle of that sentence as the medium. So we have a mama, comma, fanboys, mama. So that was the first part of the sentence. And then we take the second part of the sentence and we have a mama, no comma, baby at the end of it. So this part of the sentence is going to have to help serve this part of the sentence and this part of the sentence here. So I'm going to take what we wrote down for our our complex sentence up here, and we're going to now turn it into a compound complex. Actually, we're going to take this sentence here because this one was our compound sentence. So we're going to write, Cole wore his new shoes to school, comma, so he would look nice. Okay, so now we have our mama sentence first, and then our fanboy in the middle, and then we have another mama sentence. This mama sentence right here is going to serve as this mama sentence here, and we're going to add a no comma baby at the end of it. So we can actually take this part of, we can use because it is an awuba sentence, and we're going to create the baby part of the sentence. Or we could use another one like although his mom told him not to. Okay, so we have our awubis or subordinating conjunction there, followed by our baby sentence here, or dependent clause. So now we have our compound sentence and then our complex sentence at the end. So that one's our compound complex. Now we need to write a complex compound sentence. Okay, so we're just going to take this exact same sentence and we're going to flip it around. So we're going to take our baby sentence first because it's a baby comma mama first. So we're going to write, although his mom told him not to, and we have a baby comma and then our mama, we're going to go back up. So we're going to kind of do this in reverse. We're going to start with the last sentence and then we're going to go back up to the first part of the sentence. Cole wore his new shoes to school, comma, so he'd, and I'm going to change it to he'd, so since I'm running out of room, look nice, period. So for our other our complex compound, we have our complex sentence first, followed by our compound part second. So we have, although his mom told him not to, that is not a complete sentence, that's our baby or dependent clause. Then we have our mama sentence that's going to serve the middle part. Cole wore his new shoes to school, followed by our comma conjunction and our last mama sentence. Okay, so now we have compound complex and a complex compound using the exact same sentences. Okay, so you will finish yours. You can write those exact examples, or you can come up with your own with your table. I'm going to go ahead and go over the next few assignments for you, so that way when you get finished with these others, you can get started on these and know what you're supposed to do. On this one you have a haunted house, and it says on the lines below, list 10 words to describe this house. So describing words are adjectives, so you need to come up with 10 adjectives that describe this haunted house. It doesn't say haunted house here, it just says house, but up at the top it does say haunted house. Haunted is an adjective, so you cannot use that as one of your adjectives down below. Come up with 10 other adjectives. Number 2, who once lived in this house? So give me an explanation of who you think would live in this house. Number 3, who haunts it now? So tell me what or who you think would haunt this type of house. Number 4, you are not going to complete number 4 today. We're going to save that for the next time you come back to class. So that is what you do on that paper. Our next one, you have some compound complex sentences. And what I need for you to do, it says underline each main clause once and each subordinate clause twice. You can underline the main clause in blue like we've been doing our mama sentences, and our dependent clause, which is also known as a subordinate clause because we have our subordinating conjunction attached to that clause. You can do that one in whatever color. Just make sure that the main clause and the subordinate clause are in different colors. I am going to use the main clause in blue, and I'm going to use the subordinate clause in yellow since that is what I have been doing. I'm going to go over just a few of these. Some of these are going to show compound sentences, some of them are going to show complex sentences, and some of them are both combined compound complex or complex compound. So let's just take number 1. Pam knew where the park was and she gave us directions. So we see we have a independent clause here. We have a fanboy in the middle, which we know we need to circle so that we know that that's part of a compound sentence. She gave us directions. We have another subject and predicate here. We have a subject and predicate here, so we know we have a compound sentence here. Okay, let me jump down to number 8. The mayor outlined his plan, which was very complicated, and then reporters asked questions about it. So we have the mayor outlined his plan. Okay. Then we have which was very complicated. In the middle, we have a fanboys or coordinating conjunction, and then we have another independent or mama clause at the end of it. Okay. This one actually, which is not one of our awubas, so that one is going to be part of this one there. So it's going to be actually a main clause or mama clause there, so we have another compound sentence. Let's find one that has both. So if you have both, then you're going to have an awubis, an awubis in the sentence. In there, and so you are going to want to highlight it in yellow. Most of these look like they are compound. Here is one right here. When the committee meet. That is not a complete sentence. That's a dependent clause. So we're going to highlight that one in yellow. We see witnesses testified about poor living conditions. Kind of covered up my comma there. And experts suggested improvements. We have a baby, comma, mama, comma, fanboys, mama sentence. So we have a complex compound sentence for that one. So that is what you're going to do to this paper. You're going to go through and either underline or highlight each of your main clauses and subordinate clauses. I would circle my fanboys so that way I know that that signifies a compound sentence. Last handout is called a review of sentences. So down below there are several different types. You have simple, compound, complex, compound, complex, or maybe even a complex compound sentence. You're going to identify them by writing simple, compound, complex, or complex compound to show what type of sentence it is. So number one, these jogging shoes are canvas and suede. We have shoes as our subject, our predicate is our predicate. This one is just a simple sentence. Okay. Then down here we have the mysterious burglary, which baffled the police for years, has been solved and justice will now be served. We have a mama sentence followed by a baby sentence. So we have a baby comma mama. I'm going to highlight that, make it bigger, comma, mama. And then we have our fanboys, and then another mama sentence. So here we have a mama, and it should actually be no comma. So I'm going to mark out their X there. I mean their comma there. Mama, no comma, baby, mama, comma, fanboys, mama. So that is how you are going to complete this page. You can highlight or underline if you need to, but you mainly need to write down that this one is a complex compound sentence. Okay, and if you have any questions, ask Miss Fulmer and she can help you get through the worksheets. Have a great day.